Hey, what's up guys, OSJ here with another video, and today it's the turn of the Amiga to get the worst full price games treatment. Following the C64 video, I started looking into other systems, and you will not believe some of the prices of these games for the pile of utter manure that we got. I've again ordered these in how bad the game is relative to how much it cost and how much we anticipated the games at the time. I've also converted the original price into the spending power price of today, and it's a real eye-opener, especially now I'm a parent complaining about how much PS5 games cost. Maybe we aren't getting ripped off so much after all now. Anyway, sit back, relax and watch the 20 worst full price Amiga games in order of disappointment. Kicking us off in 20th place we have Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. So this was a double whammy, as there were two games with the same name, one brilliant and this one, not so brilliant. Back in the day, having Indiana Jones in the title was a license to print money, and US Gold knew that, so churned this absolute shambles of a game out at a price of $25.99, which is around £67 in today's money, and what we got was no action and a total bore fest of a game, which was nothing like we expected. Nineteenth place is taken by Afterburner. If I do more of these videos, this is one that will most likely appear on nearly every video, and that's a good thing because I get to say Activision bastards, which is quickly becoming one of my favourite phrases. Anyway, much the same as the C64 version, you just fly around not actually feeling in control, with some idiot shouting words that you can't quite make out, while you're shooting and firing rockets that don't seem to hit anything, and all this for a bargain price of $24.99, which back in 1989 was about 84 quid in today's money. Shocking.
Be careful! 9 o'clock! The enemy! 9 o'clock! Be careful! 9 o'clock!
Cool World is in 18th position. The only thing cool about this game was the intro, and really, looking at it now, it's not even that good. It was based on a movie which was a total flop, and just looking now, got only 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, so God knows why Ocean took on the license. Oh, that's right, they took it on to get the scantily clad Jessica Rabbit wannabe to sell the game to unsuspecting pubescent rampant kids. Well, if you spent your money on this, you deserve to go blind like your mum warned you would. In 17th place we have Ewat. Again, this is a game that never appealed to me back in the arcades. It was everywhere at the time though, but there was something about this game that never made me want to spend my 10p on, which I'm thankful for, because if I had paid the equivalent of 67 quid in today's money for this garbage, I would have been wounded. It's US Gold again, and you can guarantee we're going to see more from these shysters as this list goes on, as they just love to rip us off. Sixteenth place is taken by Kickoff 3 European Challenge. So this is one that really caught quite a lot of people out, as Kickoff and Kickoff 2 were great games. So when Kickoff 3 European Challenge came out, we naturally would think that we were going to get a good game. Unless you bought Kickoff 3, which was a considerable step down in quality from the first games, but not all bad. But this was a nightmare. It's like they took everything that was good in the first games and threw it in the bin, leaving us with one of the crappiest footy games I've ever played. Its only saving grace is that it warned us what to expect from Kickoff 96. Thank God no one bought that. Judge Dredd is in 15th position. Thankfully, Judge Dredd was never a superhero, if you call him that I was interested in, or I might have been suckered into forking out $24.99, the equivalent of £71 in today's money for this garbage. The thing is though, Virgin Mastertronic was somewhat trusted at the time with some good games like Ninja Warrior and Double Dragon 2. I mean, don't get me wrong, they did make some absolute dogs, but this is so bland it has no right to demand this kind of money. In 14th place we have Moonwalker. Anyone who was around at the time knows how big Michael Jackson was, and when Moonwalker came out as a movie, the world went mad. Multiple games were spawned, the arcade game was brilliant, and both the Sega Genesis and Master System games were awesome, so it's only natural that we would want this on our home systems, right? Well, what we got on the Amiga is nothing short of scandalous. The first two levels are like GTA without cars or fun, and the loop music is a joke. The thing is, level 3 is much better, and the whole game could have been like that. Don't get me wrong, level 3 isn't great either, but compared to 1 and 2, it's miles better. 13th place is taken by Dragon's Lair. So this is a weird one as the game isn't so bad. Well, the game is bad because it's not really got any gameplay, but that's what Dragon's Lair games were. The reason it's here is that it was $44.95, which works out at a staggering £140.15 in today's money, which is ridiculous for the mediocre game that we got. Personally, I would have been gutted if my parents had paid out this kind of money, which they never would have, for this. I bet loads of rich kids got it though. Street Fighter 2 Turbo is in 12th position. This is a lesson in perfect marketing. They got everything right on this one, apart from the gameplay. If you were to pick this game up in the shop or read the review in CU Amiga without actually checking other reviews, you would have said, yes please, take all my money now, as this is one great looking game. But then, there's the gameplay, which is nothing short of being a flip boot, as the frame rate is woeful. Such a missed opportunity, and 30 quid lost for this crock of shit. In 11th place we have Rolland Thunder. This one caught loads of people out as it was early on and no Amiga Power review, and some of the other magazines reviewers must have been high on drugs as they gave this 80%. It's atrocious for a machine that will become renowned for great platform shooters such as the Turricans, Rough and Tumble etc. To push out an abomination like this is unforgivable. And yes, you've guessed it, it's US gold. And this one was really expensive for 1987, being $24.99, which is £88 in today's money. Tenth place is taken by Yolanda. So anyone who played Hercules on the C64 and went on to buy this game deserves everything they got. From the start it has to be one of the most anger-inducing games ever made, as every step you take results in platforms disappearing without any warning etc. To be honest, this is a pure memory game, but it's no fun at all to play, unless you like punishment. To think this game was trawled out at $24.99 is daylight robbery. I mean, people can learn to love Hercules on the C64, but Yolanda is just plain awful. Neighbours is in 9th position. Now I know Neighbours was a massive TV show back in the day, but I bet no one thought I need to go out and buy that game, so I can't for the life of me think why Impulse put a price tag of $25.99 on this crap. The action takes place around Ramsey Street, and it's a race where everything is out to get you. Yeah, just like the TV show, not. I actually saw this game on Games Master and it didn't look like a good game on there either, as the contestants were all over the place, and that pretty much sums this game up, all over the place. In 8th place we have Days of Thunder, a 3D racing game that is on an oval track. What could go wrong? Well, the answer is everything. It's another movie license game that was made for no other reason than to rob us unsuspecting public of our hard-earned cash. Truth is though, Amiga could do games like this really well. For example, Indianapolis 500 and no second prize, so there's no excuse for this tripe. 7th place is taken by Beverly Hills Cop. How Tynesoft won the license to do this game is beyond belief. Beverly Hills Cop was a massive film and had potential to be a great game in the right hands. Sadly though, Tynesoft got the job and gave us this. They did the C64 version too, which was mediocre at best, but this is truly unacceptable by any standards. It's just so disjointed and the gameplay is horrendous, and all this for a bargain price of $24.99, which is the equivalent of 71 quid in today's money. Street Fighter is in 6th place. Okay, so this game was on the C64 list too, but looked horrendous, as well as playing horrendously. So if you bought that, it was your fault. But this one actually looks great. Well, great in as it looks like the arcade game, which let's be honest, wasn't the greatest game ever. Anyway, it all goes horribly wrong the moment you start playing and realise that the controls have been designed so you can't actually do any moves apart from jump kick and punch. And half the time, they don't even work. It's a nightmare. And all this for today's price of £84. In 5th place we have Akira. This is many people's worst game on the Amiga, and it's a game that had so much potential, as it's one of the best Japanese animated movies of all time that has been turned into one of the worst games of all time. It actually won't surprise you that Ice actually ruined Total Carnage in the same year as this, a game that just missed out on this list. Anyway, no fun to have in this game, and I know a lot of people bought this on the strength of the movie. Fourth place is taken by Dangerous Streets. Now we can sit back and laugh at games like this, but back in the day if you forked out the best part of 30 quid for something as poor as this, you would have been left crying in the corner. Graphics wise, maybe not the worst, but you truly have to play this game to realise how bad it is. The animation of the characters is made up from about 4 sprites, making the movement look so choppy, and the only thing making this not the crappiest fighting game on the list is how low the price is. I say low price, it's still the equivalent of paying £66.35 in today's money. OUTRUN is in 3rd place. Although this maybe isn't the 3rd worst game on this list, I have to take into account the anticipation and overall hype of the game, and back then there was no racing game bigger than OUTRUN. The home ports of OUTRUN were a mixed bag, but for me it doesn't get no worse than this, because it could have been much better. And yeah, I know what year it was, and I'm not going to go on about Lotus, which came a couple of years later, but come on, this is abysmal by anyone's standards, and $24.95 is an absolute piss take. In 2nd place we have Victory Road. The follow-up to Akari Warriors and one of the worst commercial games ever made shouldn't really go together, as Akari Warriors was an absolute belter of a game. In this one we are in space, and it all goes wrong from the start, with some of the worst graphics, sound and gameplay ever witnessed on the Amiga. If you played the C64 version and thought that was crap, then go and play this and prepare for a whole new depth of shitness. And wait for it, if that wasn't bad enough, back in 1989 this would have cost you $24.99, which in today's money would be 78 quid. I mean, come on. And now, in 1st place we have Rise of the Robots. If there's one game on this list that truly took the piss out of us, the consumers, then this is it. The hype around this game was like nothing we had known to date. Early screens had us champing at the bit for the game to be released. There was a multi-million-pound marketing campaign telling us just how good it was going to be, and was said to have AI like we have never seen before. They got that right. It's pathetic, and the most pathetic thing about it is they knew it was pathetic and never released preview copies to the magazines until a few days before release, so they could cash in before anyone was told just how shit it was. And this was made worse by the price tag of $42.99, which is around £107 in today's money. I think there should have been some kind of lawsuit brought against Mirage and Time Warner for deliberately pulling the wool over people's eyes while pulling their pants down and giving them a good old spanking in the cash department. Okay, that's it for this video. I pray that you never bought any of these, but if you did, let me know in the comments below, and also let me know of any other games that were sold at full price that never lived up to the price tag. Please remember to drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more great retro content. Oh, and if you would like to become a Patreon like these priceless lot going up the screen right now, get on over to my Patreon channel where you can pledge for as little as $1. That will get you perks like your name in the Amiga crack drawer, thanks Code Tapper once again, end credits, video requests, giveaways and more in the future. Till next time, Mrs. OSG signing out.